Okay, young people, this is Mr. O'Connor coming to you from the halls of Grays Lake North High School. So I'm here today to show you an awesome tech tool which is going to help you within your thinking like a historian project. So here we go. It's called Diigo. Diigo is a social bookmarking site, and this site is the bomb diggity. I'm not going to lie. All right, I find it useful in my own personal life as well, besides just projects like we're about to take on right now. Uh, so, Diigo, once you sign in, you're going to come to this page, which you're going to click on My Library, which you can see I'm already signed in. I'm in my library. And it's really a social bookmarking site. It allows you to, anything you come across the web, you bookmark it, that bad boy. You can then highlight different parts of the website. You can add sticky notes to it to remind you why it was such an awesome website. You can see why it's such an awesome tool to use. And for this project, it's going to allow you to annotate your different sources. And as we've learned, there's 5 steps to efficiently and effectively analyzing a source. And step number 4 is annotating that source, which this site is going to, this tech tool is going to allow us to do. So anyways, once I'm here, I want to get the extension, so I recommend using Google Chrome. You don't have to use Google Chrome, but as you guys know, I think that web browser is the bomb digging. It's the best of the bunch. But you can see there's also the extensions to Firefox and Internet Explorer and whatnot down here. So I'm going to use Google Chrome. I'm going to click Get It Now, and once you do, up in the right-hand corner, you're going to see the bookmark come up for that, or the extension come up for that, and then you're ready to rock and roll. So let's say that I find this source as I'm researching Thomas Jefferson and his views on slavery. It's called The Dark Side of Thomas Jefferson. And it looks at one side of Thomas Jefferson in terms of how he treated his slaves and whatnot. So let's say I find this an awesome source and I'm going to use it within my research project. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the extension and I'm going to click bookmark it. Alright, so I bookmark it. You can see the URL, gives it a title. You can change that if you want, but I'm not going to change it. I'm going to keep it the same. Description, you would summarize your source right here. An overview of why this is such a great source and why you are bookmarking it right here. So I'm going to put summary, right? Here, you can tag it, all right? So maybe I want to say Jefferson, slaves, secondary, Jefferson, because it's obviously Thomas Jefferson. It's about his views on slavery, all right? And then secondary for secondary source. And the tags are important. You have to formulate your own system of tagging a source or how you're going to tag things. But that, as I'll show you later, once you get into the account, it'll allow you to organize yourself really well later on. So once I've tagged the source up here, then all I have to do is click Save. Alright, it's in my account, and then you can begin to annotate your source. So let's say that I find this portion of the source really helpful. I click Highlight. You can see it's highlighted then. I can then add sticky notes and say Sticky Note 1. And then I post. Obviously for you guys, you're going to, in your sticky notes, maybe you want to paraphrase this quote, maybe you want to explain why you highlighted it, why you thought it was such an important quote, or maybe you want to use this as evidence for one of your answers to the historical question, whatever it might be, and then you move that sticky note over towards the part that you highlighted. So I'll do one more here for you guys. Maybe this is another part that I want to highlight. Click Highlight. Click Sticky Note, say Sticky Note 2, post that bad boy, and then I would drag that over here. Boom. Alright, and then you would go down and do that throughout the entire source. Alright, and you would have this whole thing marked up with highlights and annotations. And like I said before, that's step 4 of efficiently and effectively analyzing your source, right? So, now that I've done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over back to my library and then click on my library and boom shakalaka, look at what I have here. Alright, I bookmarked this source. It's right here. Alright, The Dark Side of Thomas Jefferson. I've highlighted two different quotes within that, with two different parts of that source. Look at this. They're both highlighted. I've added sticky notes. Sticky note 1, sticky note 2. For you guys, those would paraphrase these different quotes. Those are in there. Over here, the tags that I entered, those are over here. So this is a secondary source. As you begin to get more secondary sources, you can click on those, and look at that. Only those secondary sources would come up, whatever you clicked. All right. So it's a pretty awesome site, which will really help you in this research process that we're about to take on, and it's going to make your life so much easier. Okay, so hopefully this little tutorial has helped you, and you're going to do an awesome job in your history fair project. So I will talk to you guys later. Over and out. It's been fun.